So in this video we will see how can we access request data in the resource. First of all, what I will do is we will make this request. Let's take some data from the request itself. Okay, and let's then process kind of like here. Okay, this is our API. What I will do here is I will send the company name as a Google. Okay, so so what we will do is we will fetch all the resources that are associated with the company Google. Okay, and then I want to replace them with name alphabet. Okay, the proper alphabet. Okay, so we will like only export those users which are associated with the company Google, and in the CSV we will replace the company name Google with the alphabet. Okay, so let's see how we can achieve this. Okay, so first of all we will have to do some changes in the query. Okay, so I will check if dollar request has parameter company. Okay, we will check if it has company, then we will proceed the query further. Okay, so dollar query where has company, and we will have a function here. Function takes the query, we will send dollar request here. Okay, so dollar q means query, uh, where the name is dollar request, so it's company. So we were checking first if query string has a company in it as a parameter. If it does has, then we are making sure that we will only get those users where the company is associated with the given name of the company. That's Google. So if I send here Amazon, then we will only get those users that are associated with Amazon. But as of now, let's go with the Google only. Okay. And now from this query, package will get all the users that are only associated with the Google. But as I told you, we have to replace this. We have to replace the company name of Google with the alphabet, right? So somewhere like in our user resource here, somewhere we have to you know add the name alphabet, by hard coded itself. If replace parameter is there or not. If it is there in the query string, then we have to hard code this here. But how are we going to access the request parameter here? Okay, we have dollar request here, but these queue jobs are running behind the scenes, so there is no access to the resource. So if you try to access request there, it will give like an error. So for that, package gives us the way to access the data. Like we can, here you can see in the dollar data we can send the data that we want to send, and the fourth parameter of the build method we can send that data, and then by accessing it as bulk export CSV data in the configuration, we can get this data. So not just in the JSON resource, but in the like model accessors, or in the queue job, wherever we are going to access, wherever we are going to need this data, we can directly access it like this. Okay, so let me first declare the data like that, dollar data. So users, what we need here is the replace method, right? So we have, let's go and deal with the bot. We need company, dollar request company. No, I mean better just request, and we will do dollar request all. So this will give all the request data, right? And then as a fourth parameter we will send this dollar data. And here, like if you send this as a empty, a third parameter is to for the columns, right? And if you send it as empty, then the package itself will take columns from here. Okay, if you don't send it empty, then it will take from here. Okay, Now let's access the dollar data here. Okay, so dollar request equals to config BulkExportCSV dot data. So we got the data here, right? Here what we need to do is the company name should be the alphabet if it is a Google, right? So we can do it like this. If color this company equal to Google, then should be dollar request. From dollar request, dollar request will give us this data, right? And here we have the first index, the key name associated as a request. And there we have the replace as a key that we are sending here. So we will send it as a request. So by accessing dollar request, we are accessing the data that we are sending as a fourth parameter, this one. On that, then we are finding the request key. So it's coming from here, and replace dollar request all will have these two parameters, company and the replace. So we're accessing the replace from there. So what we are making sure is if the name of the company is Google, and it is going to be Google because that's what we have added the same thing in our query, that it has to be like we will only fetch those records this request company is going to have, and we have added it as a Google. So we are going to get the Google, we will replace it with the alphabet. If it's not a Google, then we will just use the company name whatever it is. Okay. So this way we can access the request data in our JSON resource. Okay. So now let's try this out. But before hitting the API, we have made some changes in the user resource, right? And as I told you before that QJob stores everything the memory, we have to restart the QJob. So I will start this QJob and we'll restart it again. It's even in the documentation actually. Make sure to restart keywords if everyone does changes in the JSON resource. Okay. Now let's see. I'm quite excited how it's going to work now. Let's go. Hit the API. Okay, it has started. Oh, it failed. It failed. Something is wrong. Something. Oh, I think these columns are not supposed to be an array. Okay, this column is an array, but it is not supposed to be in the array. But let's see what was the error. Okay, we can check the error. Let's take the jobs ID. CSV info. See, array to string conversion. So this was the same error. Now we just send it as an array. Now let's hit the API back again. It has started. Okay, let's see. Check jobs ID. Let's check the current status, like how much it is completed. So 5 out of 5 it's done. So let's open the CSV. This must be the last one. Okay, are you seeing this? So we have like this custom column names are taken from here that we have sent username, email, phone number, and company. And then you can see the company name is alphabet. Okay, so company name was supposed to be Google, but in our JSON resource we added the condition if company name is Google, we will change it with the alphabet with the replace parameter we are saying, and this is our replace alphabet was. And as this all the users are associated with only Google, so this should not be a like 214k records should not be, it should be like 20 to 30k records kind of. So you can see here it is only 214. Like how many records are this? Okay, these are only 21k records. Okay, you can see only 21k records, and we originally were fetching 214k records into CSV export CSV. These are on 21k records because only 21k users are associated with the Google. So I think we have done this successfully here, that we have fetched exported all the users that are belong to the Google to CSV, and we have changed the company name into alphabet successfully. So this is how you can access the request data back in the resource. So like you can access this configuration like this. So the config we are accessing the data, right? So we can use the same thing everywhere. I mean in the models, and like you must be having some accessors in the model where we want to access the request data. So I mean everywhere we required you can use this, because in the queue job it's not possible to get the request directly. So this is the mechanism. So what I will do here is I will access the authenticated user. Okay, we are already using a bearer token for this API bucket for CSV, right? And then we will access the auth user here directly. Okay, so we can directly access it like this, I guess. Dollar user auth user, right? I will return user here. Okay, so let's check which user is this. So it is a Jeffrey Hathcourt. And what is the role of this user? It's developer, right? You can access role like this. He's a developer. Okay, now let's access this auth user back into the resource again. Okay, user dollar user, right? So go back to the resource and then let's take user dollar request. I think it should be a user only, right? Dollar request and the user. Okay. So this is how you can access dollar auth user here. But now what I want to do here is like we have this contact number, right? So if the role of the user is a business analyst, then and then only this contact number should be visible, otherwise not. Okay. This is what I want to do. So we can use the resource functionality here that Laravel provides, and Laravel provides lots of functionality. What I will do here is let's add this like the dollar this when, okay, contact number the user. Now the role of the user is a business analyst, then and then only his contact number should be in the export CSV, otherwise this column won't be there. Okay, so if this returns true, then we will have the contact number. If this returns false, just like in our case user is a developer, so for him this should be false, then this contact number should not be in the export CSV. For that, then we have to map the right columns. Okay, we have to go here and we have to do like this. If dollar user role goes to business analyst, then we will have these columns. If he is not, then we will have only three columns, because for a developer or for any other users this is going to be fail, right? This condition will fail, so we don't need contact number in that case. So we are sending only these three columns. Okay. So this seems to be quite fine, right? Let's hit the API back again, but before that stop the queue job process. Stop. Let's hit it again. Okay, API has hit jobs added. Let's check the export series configuration. Okay, it's done. Let's go open the CSV. Mm, I think we already have one other one open, that's why it's taking a little bit of time, right? Let's open it back again. Okay, it's open now. And yeah, you can see we only have username, user email, and company, right? We don't have the contact number here because user was a developer basically. So we successfully send the right column into build method as well. So one of the things that you don't need to send a column all the time. So if I don't send a column here, and let's remove these columns, and what will happen? Package itself will decide in that case. The package itself will decide that if this condition is false, this column is not needed. So for this user or for this export CSV request, we don't need the contact number. Package itself will remove it. Okay. So let's try it as well. Let's hit the API. Let's take the job ID. Check the current status. Oh, it's done. Okay, I think only 21K records to export, so it's done. It's quite done in just quick time. Okay, okay, again I have to open it up. So you can see we have company name, email name, email, and a company name. So we don't have this third key contact number there. So package itself decides it. You don't need to decide it by yourself. So that's why I always prefer not to send column names in the third parameter. Just let package itself decide it. So yeah, I mean this is how you can access the auth user data and request in the resource as config bulkexportCSV.data, and then you can use according to the use case. So I think I'm quite done here. I think we have seen the what this package offers, and we have seen it's all methods I think almost. So yeah, I will request you to go and I mean you can read the documentation, check what this bugs is table columns are, this uh, methods that we have. For if CSV gets prepared successfully, this method gets called. For failure, this method gets called. Okay, so you can read the documentation, it will be helpful for you as well. I hope this video series that I have prepared has like helped some developers exactly how to use this package. And yeah, I mean for QJob we are using on the local, so in the production you may have to kind of install the supervisor and then add the process into it. So you can, it's been also given here, like you can just install the supervisor. Laravel has good documentation on it, how you can install supervisor and how you can add this command php then a artisan. This is the path of your project, artisan queue work. That's just like we said, and then the name of the queue if you want to specify here. Lots of options you can also give. So yeah, I mean this was it. I hope you guys will use this package, and if there is any issue, just just go and raise the issues. As of now, there are no issues, so I hope that will be like that only. But yeah, there will be issues when lots of people try to use it. And if you have any kind of idea, just kind of do the pull request, or you can also contact me. So yeah, I mean, thank you for being with me for in this video series. I hope like I could show you how we can make most out of this package. So yeah, till then, bye. Thank you. Goodbye.